Hello, friends, and welcome to the first episode of the Body Tech Talk. Today, we're having a special guest. He is IFCA Slalom World Champion. He was on the podium a lot of times at the PWA. He's definitely one of the best windsurfer in the world. He's amazingly fast on the foil and he's working for Dutton and Fanatic in the development. And he will give us a closer look in the development of the new Fanatic boards. And we will talk about training on Tenerife. We will talk about party on Tenerife. And let us welcome Jordy Vonk. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm fine sitting at home in Kiel.
Oh, but you can look forward to Soma Bay.
Yeah, it's just 2 more weeks, then it's done.
Oh, they were talking about your clinic in my clinic WhatsApp group. It was funny to see.
Really?
The Martin was was like, "Oh, you have to come to Soma Bay. It's windy every day. I do the race week with Vincent."
Yeah, actually, the spot is amazing. It's really amazing, and it's so windy, you cannot
It
believe.
it looks, and then I checked Wind Guru one time, and it was like windy every day.
At the last clinic, we had 7 days of the clinic, and 7 days I was sailing 6, 8 or smaller. Fuck, it's windy.
I
Yeah?
mean, I mean, to be honest, yeah, during my clinic now as well in January, but then the week after, or this month, like February has been really bad.
Yeah, nice. You just brought Levi to Carnival, or what is going on?
He goes to daycare here every single day, and they have carnival. So yesterday they got like dressed up. Let's see if I have the picture. It's so funny. I didn't save it. They were all dressed up like crabs, so they all black outfit, and then they made something, and then they were all crabs. And today everybody had to make had to send them with their own outfit. So
Is it
he's a rar, as he calls it himself.
is it international? So they are talking English or Spanish or
Yeah, yeah, it's English Spanish. It's bilingual.
fuck? It's perfect, huh?
Perfect. I go there every morning, half past 8, 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Bring him, pick him up between 3 and 4. If there's no wind, we pick him up at 3. If it's windy, we pick him up 2 minutes before 4.
perfect,
Perfect.
perfect.
Oh, it's really, really perfect.
So how is it going on Tenerife? Who's fast?
The usual suspects, I would say. Johan is incredibly fast.
Yeah,
Uh,
125 kilos or whatever.
Unbelievable. He's over 105 kilo at the moment.
With 19, huh?
19, no fat.
No fat, huh?
No fat, nothing. Absolutely nothing. He stands there, he's like, yeah, I think if I go biking every single day and do endurance, maybe I am below 100. If I go biking, I'm 80 something.
Unbelievable, huh?
Crazy,
Is he
crazy.
going to gym then a lot? No, it's just
Uh,
genetics.
I think it's genetics, but I think he's also going to the gym. I
Okay.
think he's also going to the gym.
So it's
You can
Johan.
just see his
Yeah.
his shoulders are like 2 meters apart, like you can just see he's built big.
He was also taking part at the German Championship, but
Yes.
there it was very, very light, and he was, I
Yeah,
think, more tuned up to PWA rules than to German rules, where we are in 12
yeah,
knots,
yeah.
8
No, but you
knots.
could also see that when he was on 6'9" and I was on 6'4", he was really not doing so well when he was struggling to miss power. And then the moment it was fully overpowered, he was always like, ah.
Holding on, no fear, nothing.
Yeah, fully, fully. And also, we had a lot of waves and chops around where it's like, man, 50% you catapult, 50% you don't. And you see guys like Pierre and me, we take it a bit easy, and you see these guys just like, wow.
Like
And
back in
then
the days, Ferrino and Bruno and
yeah,
Maite,
but then, man, I think Enrico broke over 7 masts already.
just because of
Just
crashing.
from pushing all the time. Just from pushing all the time.
Hey, what was going on at the crash? Everyone could see on Instagram.
He broke the fuselage.
It was an old one, or
He told me he was losing angle all the time, and then he saw that he was starting to become a little bit of a banana, but he had no time to change, so he went out and he goes, and the thing just snapped.
it was so dangerous. He is so happy that Pierre was in his back and not other guys who were, not taking care so much or who doesn't have the knowledge, what to do.
Oh, if he would be himself behind him, he would have been fucked.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, fully. It was scary. It was very, very scary.
And then I saw that
But I was happy I was not there anymore because the session before I broke my boom in 5 pieces.
also
Five,
because of a crash, huh?
5 pieces. Yes, but I think I hit something in the water because I was never crashing, and suddenly I slingshot around the pin, and I'm perfectly in between the wave, perfect height, and then suddenly I just stop. Ah, and then I was like, I'm still hooked in. And then I have like this piece of boom with my harness still hooked in. And my gear was like 20 meters away. Yeah, it was crazy. It
Hey, I
was
saw also the helmet of Enrico.
oh
Imagine he would not have the helmet with a cut
my God.
here. He could have
Oh my God.
your boom.
Like
Unbelievable.
crazy. No, but this one was just a hard crash. That one was just fucking gnarly, man. Like imagine like now it probably the fall hit him on the helmet, but with no force from a rider of 100 kilo pushing that foil into him. Like if and it already cracks. I mean, imagine Pierre would have been sheeted in going fully straight.
I sometimes wonder that there's no, that everything is always quite okay, that there's no real,
Yeah, but
someone is dying or so.
yeah, but it's kind of waiting for it, no?
Yeah.
Fuck, it's sometimes, like we are more upwind now above Cabezo, and it's even more wavy. It's even more tricky. Then the wind picked up like crazy. Nobody is giving anything back, like holding anything back. Like
Hmm.
it's dangerous, huh?
How's the world champion doing right now, Maciek?
Some sessions fine, some sessions not so fine.
Okay.
Now in the stronger winds, he was really struggling. And then 2 races, suddenly he was fine. And we were all wondering how the fuck he went back to the beach. He came out and suddenly he's fine. And he still has a too big of a sail. And then Cedric went and he put the small front wing instead of the medium.
Yeah, it's like it is. How
So
is he using?
he didn't win, but suddenly he had more control. And you were like, hmm. But then when it was light, he was still like on 8-0 or 7-7 they have, and 9-0 he was good.
Okay. And how are my German opponents? How are they doing? I think Nico is there and Michelle is there
And
and
Michelle was
some of
now
the
two.
juniors
The Michelle was now, sorry, Nico was now 2 weeks in
in Cape Town, huh?
Cape Town.
Yeah.
The only time he's really competitive is on the 9-0.
Yeah, that is fast. I know. But
Yeah,
this
he's
is also what
fast.
we are used to, in Germany. 9-0,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe
yeah, yeah,
7-8, but
yeah. Exactly. And the rest on the foil is when it gets windy on the foil,
I don't see them.
not at all. And then when we did the high wind training, he was always leading the pack of Ennio, Michele, and those guys. And then there was a huge gap, and then there was like me and Matteo and stuff.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah, like when I was slipping out of the board and I sit on my board, I water start and go up. Then I was fighting for him with him for one reach, and then you were in front, and then I
This
lost one
is,
race. I lost one race of him, and that's when he was actually in the lead. I overtook him, and I did not take care, and he went inside again. Like, and I was just like, oh, he's behind me again, so I went a bit half throttle, and then he kind of took me back, and then he won for me. But that's the only race on the fin in I don't know 7, 8 days.
you had this live stream, I told you,
Yes.
and I was also windsurfing for myself.
And
But
the
then
first thing you
I made
saw
a
was
break.
Malte and thing crashing. No,
I was just switching in, and then I saw Mate crashing into Antoine. I was just looking for 1 minute. Malte back. For,
so funny. Malte had one good day on the foil where he was actually quite fast, and the others were always like,
yeah. No, but he's also on some kind of new stuff. He has some new wings from
yeah. Now
Saddles, Italy,
he
and
had
so on.
yeah he had at the beginning he was on the set, and then in the last 2 weeks, but there was not so much training anymore. He was trying some sub foil and AO 360 and stuff.
No, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Actually, sometimes I'm a little bit sad not to be there because I was there 15 years of my life.
Yeah, yeah,
But on
yeah.
the other hand, it's also good because being with the family now, sometimes at home, so it's not too bad.
No, but man, here the setup now with the babies, like with the daycare there, is so nice.
It's so nice though, huh?
There's some other German kids and some Czech like this. It's really a mix from different languages, and it really makes it so easy because Marie can do her thing, I can do my thing, like instead of
Yeah.
I want to do this, oh, but I want to do that, and
What is
so uh,
another topic?
uh,
What would you say when you would swap to the fin from foil to
six eight
fin?
6'8" small board,
6/8 small board?
yeah, yeah.
Full 6/8 small board or even?
Yeah, it depends a bit on the course, on the waves, and all that kind of stuff. But you need to be proper powered with 6'8" and small board.
Okay. One more
Yeah.
question to Tenerife. How is the party situation going? The most important stuff?
Fuck, I did not go yet. I did not go yet. But I'm not even sure if any of the guys have visited the Papagayo yet.
Oh, you have so many young guys there.
Yes, I know. They all suck.
They all suck.
But I saw a little party thing going on
Was Ennio?
with Ennio and Martijn and in the Cheering Stones here in Medano.
Yeah.
But no, it's not like back in the days. They don't have to pay the taxi extra to make it to Medano and stuff.
When I was preparing a little bit for this, for our meeting here, I thought about the party time we had. I think it was on Christmas, where Gunnar was there and got trouble with a security man and got punched. You remember this one? He was punching Gunnar, and then Ollie, my
Yeah,
tall
yeah,
guy,
yeah.
2 meter 5 from Germany, he was standing in front of the club to the security guys and said, "Come on, come on, come on."
Oh man, there's been so many good parties there. It's unbelievable. And they just don't go. I cannot believe.
Yeah.
And I don't have the feeling the level is rising from them. It's not that you go like, fuck, they take it so serious now, they don't party anymore, and now they're fucking animals on the water, like,
No.
oh.
No. And to be fair, it is also part of the training, sometimes to have fun and being out,
Oh, for sure.
to relax and to
For
have a
sure.
day of a break day after.
For sure. For sure.
Um, the reason why we are actually meeting up is because
Yes.
I've seen, because I'm here, I've seen so many videos about the guys who are also there or on Tarifa or whatever, um, making the videos and just spreading so many wrong informations where I really go crazy. I really, really go crazy. So I was just turning in, and then they were writing, yeah, we had these free ride sail, and it's the same as fast as the slalom sail. And then it makes me crazy to hear this. Sure, this can be a good sail, but it's never as fast because
Not
it's just
fast.
another. They just want to go to another direction. So the main goal of this, and there will come like quite a few more videos, is to give informations to the people around which are true and which are reliable. And I think with you we are having more or less the best guy in terms of the development of the boards, because you were also, or you are, in charge of the development of the phonetic boards. And we got some new boards, the 99.
Yes.
What
Yeah,
do
it's
you
like it's a bit of a mix. Like Danny Aberly is, I would say, in charge of the whole development, and I'm these days his main rider, his main contact, his main yeah. Like I'm trying every single board, from free ride to free race to slalom to foil, before it gets in a product line these days.
Hmm.
So yeah, but the 99, what do you want to
But
know
the
about?
99. Just one question. Imagine I would have the 99 and you would go on the 97.
Yes.
Would you beat me constantly, or would you not beat me? So would you say the step we make on the 99 is so big that an average sailor can beat a better sailor?
No, I don't think the steps are so big, like it's quite funny how sometimes it's like, oh, it's lighter, it's faster, it jibes better, it's more acceleration, blah 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 blah. And in the end the difference is this.
Yeah,
Like what I believe is that when you have the 99 compared to the 97, and the wind drops a little bit or it's gusty, you have to accelerate at the mark because of the volume and the distribution. I believe the board is simply better in those kind of conditions. So if you are fully powered up on let's say 5.8, you have the 97 and the 99. I don't think you're faster on the 99. No, it's not that we suddenly found something ridiculously good. No, but the moment you jibe and you flip the sail, I really believe if you both do a good jibe,
hmm
the guy on the 99 can overtake the guy on the 97
hmm
because of the board being a touch bigger, and yeah, gaining the little advantage there. Of course, if you don't make a good jibe, you will not. It's not that that new board will suddenly make you the best jiber in the world. No, you still need to be able to do a good jibe. But if you both do a good jibe, I really believe that new board can overtake the old one.
hmm Would you say the new one has more control than the other one?
It's really weird because it's a touch bigger. It's 1 centimeter wider.
Mhm.
Um,
Is it shorter?
but the board is sorry?
Is it shorter also?
No, no, no. The length is the same. The length is the same. Um, but the board is a bit more calm. So the 97 was a little bit more aggressive, a bit more aggressive on the rail, and because it's wider, yeah, you're also a little bit further out again, and it feels like it's making the board more calm. So somehow, because of the width, you have more power, especially in the light winds, especially when you use it with a 6.8. But also overpowered, I have the feeling the board is just a little bit easier to handle. So despite going bigger, it looks like we even gained something on control.
Mm.
And
Well,
I
when I
think this
used it,
has also to do with the sail sizes that we are using these days.
Mm. And when I used it the first time, I was using it with the 6.8, and that feels directly very, very nice. And with the 97, actually, I did not like the 6.8 on this board. I always felt it's a touch too small. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I never had that problem, but I'm quite tall, and tall people generate quite a lot of power from the board. So a tall person can usually quicker go on a small board with a big sail. So I never really struggled, but knowing, especially with the new rules that 7.0, 6.8 or whatever size in that range it um, is going to be more important because the 99 is going to be for this year my only slalom board. We decided to make it a little bit bigger, and so yeah, basically for everybody it becomes more comfortable to use that sail on that board.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, what I also felt that the entry of the jibe is much, much nicer, and the exit is so much better. So much better.
It has much more grip.
Yeah,
It has
it's
much
much
more
more.
grip through the whole jibe. It's less sensitive, basically. Yeah.
And as the main people doing slalom always struggling with the high wind and with the small boards, I had also the feeling that the 99 is feeling a little bit more like the 115. It feels more like a small medium board to me than like a small board. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because that probably comes because it's a little less nervous. Like a small board, small stuff is more nervous.
And it's for me, it's also easier to rail, and that
Yeah,
helps also to have bigger sails on it.
yeah,
Which
sure.
which fin size do you use on this board?
I usually use 32 and 33. So 32 I use with both 5.0 and 5.8. I don't believe smaller than 32 really works for the board unless you go speed sailing, because then you just shoot downwind and then you don't have any pressure. But the moment you want to do, for example, the Defi wind or any slalom race, I would use a 32, whether it's on a 5.0 or on a 5.5, 5.8. If you go upper 5.8, I would use a 33. So with 6.8 I'm using a 33 with the board.
Okay.
And if you look at personal preferences, I do think, for example, a 34 could fit with a 6.870 as well. I know that I'm quite light on my feet, like I'm not really pushing very hard on the fin, so therefore maybe I can ride a little bit smaller than some other people do. But I think between the 32 and the 34 is a very safe size for everybody on the board.
Okay. And there are some new positions for the foot straps?
Yeah, compared to because last year I think the whole team was using the back foot strap completely in the back.
Yes.
And in order to have more options, that same position is now second from the back. So if you have had the 99, sorry, 97, and you go to the 99, you want to have exactly the same foot strap position, you need to put the back foot in the second, put back foot strap in the second of the back. And then you have the option to play to see if you want to use it more to the back.
Yeah. Cool. Um, and you were last year, I was last year on Tarifa, and then you were coming with
Yes.
Marco testing small cells, and you also brought some prototypes of the 115, the new one.
Yes.
This is also completely new.
Yeah, the 115, especially on top, we changed a lot. So we've played a lot with the bottom shape. We tried to make for we had with two different boards with one completely new bottom shape and one similar to what we had. Um, it turns out that what we had was simply still the best
Yes.
out of the boards we tried. So one prototype we could straight away put in the bin because it did not work as we thought it would. So we kind of continued with the concept we had for the 115 already. Then we were trying to make the cutouts bigger to see if there was some advantage to gain.
Mm.
No, no.
No. Starts flying.
No consistent trim and anything we tried on the bottom compared to what we had before did not work.
Mm.
And we're talking about millimeters.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
like millimeters are making huge differences. And in here in Tenerife, when Dani joined us for the testing, he went in 10 times to take it away, to put it back, and in the end we came down to exactly what we had before. The same tail kick, the same V, the same everything. Which, yeah, obviously is also nice to see. It means that we've been doing a good job before. But the biggest difference in the 116 compared to the 115 is on top of the board. You can really see that the rails are a bit thicker, and it which gives you a little bit more power because we had the feeling out of the boards we which were railing the best. The 140, our big board, stayed the same. Absolute railing machine. The board just sits on the rails and flies. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
We also had the feeling that the trim was very steady on the small board. On the 115, the board is incredibly fast. We never doubted about the speed of this board. It's super fast. We were just sometimes searching for making that board sit on the rail a little bit more like the other boards in the range do. And we have the feeling with the new volume distribution on top, so a little bit thicker below the feet, which continues to the rail, and a deeper recess in order to compensate the power. We feel like we basically search what we got what we searched for.
Mm. How sad is it that we will not use this board?
The 140 or the
Oh, the
150, yeah,
115.
both.
How sad
Both.
is this?
Oh,
Maybe
you
at
know,
an IFCA event,
yeah, I believe there's the IFCA Europeans, right, in Germany.
in Germany on Borkum, it's an island close to Holland, so it makes sense
Yeah.
for every Dutch guy to come, but actually it's also quite expensive to take the ferry. But the spot can be very nice. Last year we were there and we had a lot of current, so we were just doing foiling.
Uh,
Um, but IFCA is also foil, so we are foiling.
Yeah, we can do whatever. But honestly, yeah, I mean, it's a shame that we are not using those boards for PWA anymore. I mean, I'm sure we would be mega, mega, mega competitive with those boards. Same with the 140. I mean, there is still no big board like this one, I believe. It's still
I,
by
I,
far.
also, I also believe that, and with our 8.4 also, because the 8.4 is also such a machine. Do you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do you have it? Do you have the new?
Yes, I ordered it. Yeah, because last year I did the 1 hour.
Yeah.
And that was for me the confirmation, like Antoine Albo, Pierre Mortefon, Matteo Iachino. local Bruno, Enrico. Everybody was there. And I won with 1.5 minutes ahead with the 8-4 in the big board. Just unbelievable. Just another level.
I was just on Sardinia and I brought everything from 5.0 to 8.4, everything. And I was going out. We had really nice conditions for the 5.8 and the small board. Offshore wind 30, 35 knots, and I was reaching, going fast, fast, fast. And then I was looking, 37 knots. Well, it's not bad, but it's also not mega, mega, mega. But I felt I was going super, super fast, like super fast.
Yeah.
The other day I was going out with the 8.4 and the big board, 44 Carpenter, I was doing 36 knots with 8.4. How is that possible?
The funny thing is, like, I don't think there is gear who has as big of a range as the 8-4 big board.
I also think so.
There is not, because I can use 8-4 big board, like, okay, you need this proper 10 knots to go, but then you can go until 22, 23 knots. And then on foil, you've already changed from 9 to 8 to 7 to probably 6.
Two big front wing, medium front wing,
Big front
small
wing,
front
small
wing,
front
back
wing.
wings, angle.
It's unbelievable, and when I ride it and it's flying on the rail, it's amazing.
It's
It's
so
amazing.
nice. Yeah, I
I
know.
do have to admit, the moment you enter the jibe and you have to flip the sail,
And you start
it's like,
pumping.
oh,
You need.
oh, what's this? Yes.
I know.
And then the foil is just like,
Yeah, I know. Yes, it's true. But for example, if someone is asking me, okay, I want to have equipment with the biggest range and the biggest
by
fun,
far big board, by far, by
I
far.
buy a 140 or an
Yes,
85
yes,
board,
yes, yes.
something like
Yes,
this.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
I,
yes.
I even tell them, okay, if you have the 8.6 and if you feel it's too big, hey, put a 7.8 on it. It's
Yeah, yeah,
also nice. It even works like this.
yeah. Fully, fully, fully.
Fully. Yeah. One
Uh,
more question about the new 91. I don't want to talk about the 81 because the 81 is a quite specific board and probably there are not many guys who would really need it. But the 91 is like an, let's say, average foiling board everyone can go fast with. It's
yeah, I
easy.
mean, especially because 90% of the people use foiling as a low wind option and not something to go with all the time. Of course, there is people who only go foil now, and then obviously it's nice to have a board like the 81 as well. But yeah, if you want to go foiling in 5 knots until 15, maybe 16, 17 knots, then 91 is usually your board to go to, yeah.
Mm, okay. So the board is a little bit shorter.
Yes, we took, I believe, 10 centimeters of the nose. That's was quite a nice process because I was in Garda with Dani again, with the shaper designer, and we had a saw, and he just saw 2 centimeters off. We put duct tape, and I go, it's like, feels nice. Come back, 2 more centimeters. Go out, duct tape, go out. And we went like this until we got like 10 centimeters less. And there I was like, okay, not sure if we should go further. Um, what is really great is in the past we had a bit longer noses and stuff because if you have touchdowns, you wanted the nose to stay up, and this is a little bit how we were thinking. Now we are increasing cutouts and we change the bottom shape in a way that you don't need that nose anymore for touchdowns. So what we had on last year's board is we had quite a bit of a nose, so we needed a bit of power from the foil in order to kind of lift the nose and get the power. And I believe last year's 91 was a very nice board to ride,
That's a good board.
like it was definitely not bad. But now we see now the nose is shorter because the board is very similar in terms of distribution of the volume and stuff. The foot strap position is exactly the same, but with the shorter nose, you really see that you need less power from the foil because you don't have to lift that nose because it's simply not there anymore. In combination with the bigger cutouts, which especially improved touchdowns. Because when you go full speed and you have a touchdown, we really try to, yeah, kind of make it not feel it that you can just windsurf the board basically instead of getting sucked to the water. So those are the cutouts and the shorter nose. Those are the main differences.
Okay. Would you also say because of the bigger cutouts, the starting planing is better?
As far as I tried, yes,
Okay. Because
because I have the
this.
feeling you can pump board, the tail gets more slippery.
Hmm.
You know, like like sometimes it feels like when you have a huge block in the back when it's full, it feels like you have a lot of stuff to move the board forward. And with the bigger cutouts, we feel it's more slippery. So especially in active pumping, we feel like the board comes better out of the water. Yes.
What I also think is because our touchdown last year and the years before was even worse, but last year was not amazing. We had to put quite a lot of rake to the foil to have an okay touchdown. But also, if you have a foil with a lot of rake and you are not planing, it takes much more power,
Yeah.
to start
Yeah.
planing. This is also why, for
Yes.
example, the IQ guys in super, super light winds, they are not raking the mast anymore. So it's quite straight so that they
Yeah.
start planing earlier. And this is also what we can do now, I think.
Yeah, like last year I was sometimes going up to 4 degrees. So if you measure
The
from
waves, sure.
yeah, and now I'm on 3.2, 3.4 maximum. I don't need to go more.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it also helps if we don't have so much angle at the back wing. It
it
also
yeah,
goes faster.
a
Yeah.
lot of angle creates drag, and more drag, less speed. So sure, it will also improve you on speed there. Yeah.
Okay. What would you say? Who is the fastest foil windsurfer right now? Is it still Nico?
No, I think yeah, I mean, okay, by GPS, yes, because
Yes, but he's also pushing. But if you put it on the
yes.
race course,
I think Enrico Marotti is pure raw speed the fastest. I think Enrico Marotti I would say as fastest. Um, but for sure, I mean it's not that he would just go past Nico like this, right? Nico maybe has a bit more control. Everything is a little bit more um yeah, finesse or how you call it.
yeah.
But again, also he crashed a couple times in races, right? So, so you see the control is simply not the same. But it's becoming closer together again. I don't believe the differences will be like 2 years ago. We saw that Nico was just in front of everybody. He had small foil gear. We did not have small foil gear. Ciao, you know.
He was using a 430 front wing for the people who doesn't know it, and you were on the 800, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of you drive a Formula One car, but you have 4 gears, and the other one
Yeah.
has eight. You
Yeah.
know, he's like and it goes. It's
At
It's
this time,
simpler.
everyone was thinking Nico. So we are not talking about Nico Prien. We are talking about Goya. So
Yeah.
Nico was just, he could start whenever he want, and everyone just thought he was on another planet. And especially last year, you could have seen if he had a bad start, he's in the back, finish, and he will
Oh,
not go. He will.
yes.
He has no chance
Yeah,
to get out.
yeah, yeah. Like especially in Silt, I think he got ninth. Like he did not have that advantage anymore of starting 2 seconds late, roll everybody and go. No, he had to sail good in order to finish good. Let's say in Japan he got second. You could see he was a bit more on top of his game again. But I think Silt was a painful moment for him. He realized like, okay, things are not the same anymore because also in Croatia, I think he actually won two eliminations, the first two, and the rest eight, none.
Mental breakdown.
Eight, eight times. It was just I think after the first one he just had a perfect start and he was out there and he was like, oh, it's still like this. And then afterwards he was just like, it was not anymore.
Yeah, but there
And
was
it's still
also.
impressive how he's going, like he's
Yeah,
still very, very
he
impressive.
is fearless.
Yes.
If I've seen his crashes when he wanted to reach these 40 knots gold, fuck, it's
Yeah.
not healthy. I can tell you, it's not healthy to do this.
No, no, and he's like, I have the hook that unhooked by itself, so it's not so bad. And you just look at it like, oh my God.
I also have it now.
Ah, yeah, but like suddenly it's all fine or something. Like suddenly it's like, oh, okay, now I can just crush whatever because I have the hook. I believe you break less gear because of this, because when you're hooked in, the forces on the mast, especially on the mast, I would say, because you need to imagine when you catapult, it's much harder than you do on the fin, right? You have
Sure.
all your body weight hanging on the boom, and all that weight goes into the mast, and yeah, there is a chance that you snap your mast, and that's no production problem from a brand. No, that's just forces the masts are not made for.
No, 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 no. It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
For the people who doesn't know this, there's a hook. You can order it in France, and this hook is opening when there's too much force on it. So
it's kind of like a ski, right?
you're
Like
not connected anymore, so you fly away. And last year, at the beginning of last year, Michelle Becker, my friend, called me, "Hey, Vincent, you need this. You need this 100%." And I have it now for 1 year in the car, and I was never using it because I was afraid that it opens when I go full.
No, but to be honest, I think when you're alone and pushing, I can imagine it's good. In a race, I would never ever use it, because when I have a catapult, yeah, and I lay in my sail or whatever, and somebody comes and hits me, there is a much higher chance that he will hit my gear instead of me. When you have this harness and it hooks out, you fly away from the gear. That's the advantage, because that's why you don't break the gear. But you're alone. You're there in the water with maybe eight guys chasing you. So again, when you're alone, there's nobody right behind you who could hit you. But imagine you're leading the race. You have this catapult, you hook out, you fly away from the gear. It's very easy to spot the gear from somebody, but when you are this much below the water, the next guy can just come and hit you. And then
And
it's better to be with your gear, hold the boom, catapult, and lay under the
hide,
sail or
hide
in the sail.
somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Because the gear will take most of the impact in case somebody comes and hits you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true. You've seen
So
it at the crash with Jordy, with Enrico and Pierre, how
sure.
far Pierre was flying. It was not 2 meters, it was like 5, 6, seven
No,
meters.
but that was because he let go.
Yes.
Like I saw on the internet that he's like, "Yeah, no, he's using the release hook." No, he was just smart enough to be like, "Okay, Enrico's in the water here. If I hit him holding the
Sure.
gear, he'll be gone. I let go." And then you could see the gear stops because it hits Enrico, and Pierre left. Pierre was going to the moon.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was really unbelievable.
Okay,
Really
cool. I
unbelievable.
think we made a good and fast overview about our boards and about development of the
Nice.
boards. I think it was very helpful for everyone who is maybe looking for a new board, small, medium, maybe also going back to the big board, selling the full stuff, whatever. What is
Like
your
the
plan for
140
today?
rail again. Nice.
What is your plan for today?
I'm gonna call a flight company to get our sails to Tenerife, because we are having a mission of getting all the foil sails for this year to the island, but it did not really go as planned. So I need to call, and maybe we need to fly to Madrid this afternoon to pick up the sails and fly them to Tenerife. And then on Sunday, somebody will take your sails to Hamburg, and it's all a bit of a mission. I go to the gym, and we have a meet and greet at the Duoton Center tonight with Pierre, Marion, and there's a whole bunch of clients coming. So we do a nice evening with the clients of the center.
Perfect. Jordy, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Keep in
Anytime.
touch.
Cheers, buddy.